Under pressure.
Hello, hello, hello. How goes it, people? Hi, Mo. The fabulous mod. She's awesome, wonderful woman. Who else we got? Hi, Jay. Hi, Mel. Hi, Dawn. Pam. Beth. Jenny G. Elizabeth Costa-Rogers over there. Lydia. Hello, hello, hello. Alrighty. So today we have Elizabeth Costa-Rogers over there. And we are playing with watercolor paper, re-inkers. I'm doing some watercolors because I don't have a lot of, I do have a lot of re-inkers, but they're in a box something. They're in a box. I'm doing watercolor, but the same
premise.
Yeah, same sort of thing. Same sort of thing. So what I have done is I've prepped a couple of cards, and this is
watercolor paper.
This is 290 GSM, whatever that is in pounds, because I don't do pounds. Watercolor paper, and it's Canson. It's Canson canvas paper. Because that's all I could find at the time. Well, that's all I had time to find because I'm slack. And on the first one, I have just done some squiggles with pencil, just a normal pencil. And on one, I have come in and I've gone over them with a thick gold paint. So we're going to do some cloisonne painting. And I've also done one with black glue stick, hot glue. So we'll make it look like a stained glass thing. This is all experiment. I've never done this before. So if it turns to shit, well, bad luck.
You can blame it on me because I started it.
We'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. I'm going to put you on to Elizabeth now, and she's going to show you what she's going to do.
All right. So if I'm not sure how Di is going to share this, but if you're on Chat with Sassy's Crafty Friends Facebook group, I did pin the link to this video, and in the comments, this is there. So if you want to play along and you're like, I can't draw, print it up. Because what I did is I did my image, I put it on a light table, and then I traced the glue. And this is watercolor paper. It's a nice thick watercolor paper. And I put the glue on, and then I used twine because I want to dye the fibers with our re-inkers. So there's that. Awesome. And then I have a little idea or design there for these ones, which these are so easy. I can't wait to show you guys how these formed. But it's just little re-inker splots to make that. And then if you can't draw, you can trace. And it'll give you practice because they're not perfect. If you look, there's squiggles and wiggles. They're not perfect, but they're fun. So yeah, this is what I'm going to. And then I just put up some extra images if you guys want to color or whatever. I was really proud of that one.
That's really cool. I like the daisies. I think they're really cool.
Well, thank you. But yeah, I'm excited. And then it was really funny because she messaged me. She's like, oh, we could do this Colonies thing. And she wrote noodle. And so I'm looking up Colonies noodle art. And I'm like, I'm all noodles like food because I'm not finding this anywhere. And she's like, doodle. And I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. Don't mind me. It was funny, though. I had a good laugh over that.
Me? Myself. Japanese? Not me.
Yeah. So this, if you have a light table, you can, again, put your paper over the light table. And what you're going to do is you're going to find the centers.
Exactly. It's never dark.
It's never dark. And you're just going to squirt a puddle of water Oops, my puddle of water just ran away. Just a nice little puddle of water, okay? And then you're going to pick your colors for the center of your flower. For these ones, I did one color. For these ones, I did two, which I really liked. So I'll be doing that again. And you just take your colors. And for me, I'm using Over the Moon, which is a yellowy orange. And I'm going to hold it up a bit. And I missed. Did you see that? I missed. My aim is off. But that's okay. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to add a little bit extra water because it's in the wrong spot. And then I'm going to take this brown and we're just going to drop that in there. And don't fret if it gets a little bit too much. We'll just have a bigger center. And then if you get too much water, you can dab a little bit with a paper towel.
Hi, Maddie.
Oh, look at that center. Isn't that pretty? I am going to sop up a little bit of this water, and then we're going to dry it before I move on. We're just going to dry that, and just let it do whatever it's doing. Because when you do your squiggles and wiggles for your flowers, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Hi, Jennifer.
And the biggest time is getting it to dry because I don't want it to run into my next puddle.
Jay, with that technique, you've got to do the drop and hope for the best technique. With what I'll show you in a minute, I will use a brush just so that, you know, the brush users don't panic too much.
Oops. Wow, I had
Personally, I like the drop and hope for the best technique.
You guys, I'm so nervous. I've got puddles going on. I don't know. Okay,
Stop being nervous.
We're gonna try for another puddle. We're just gonna put the puddle there, and you could totally do with a paintbrush. But for the re-inkers, because they have a nice little pour spout, you just like. Oh, see, that one was a good one. Look at that. So
it's all about the height. It's all about the height. Okay?
You want it to drop in there. And apparently my aim is like way off. So I'm just going to give it a little spurts and then dry it. If we get too much water, again, we can soften it up.
Exactly, Dawn. Why are you nervous? You do this development. This I
don't want to embarrass her on her channel, and here I am messing up.
Embarrass me on my channel? Have you seen some of the shit I do?
But that's not the point. It's not the point. Okay, so we've got 2 drops, and I like things in 3. So I'm going to do another puddle. We're going to try and aim a little bit better. Right there. That was a nice drop too. Okay. And then we're going to help that move along a little bit, and then we're going to dry it.
Some inkers are thicker than others. I have found that. And
yes.
I'm thinking that your brown is a lot thicker than your yellow.
It is. Pretty much all of the Simon Hurley ones are a nice, thick ink. And even though I like to use them like a watercolor, we have to remember that they are not watercolors and they do not act the same. But you could totally do...
Excuse me, just one moment. Yes. Jennifer McKinnon, I am going to ask my really, really hot mod to mute anyone that mentions glitter. I mean, not glitter, gnomes again.
Yes, I did hear about the gnome story. Sorry. We'll move on from that, but it's hilarious. You can totally make your puddles and use watercolor, acrylic paint, whatever. You just kind of want it to do this. You want it to be movie and weird and kooky. Nothing spectacular. Then you're going to grab a pen. If you're going to do more layers, get a pen that's going to work. This one is alcohol marker safe.
Cookie Wookie says the bottom right hand one that you just did looks like a pug. Don't change it.
Looks like a bug. Kind of does. But we're going to mark it up. And then, so Tombow makes one that's good for alcohol markers, meaning alcohol markers won't smudge. Micron makes them so that they're waterproof. So if we do another watercolor technique on top of this, this won't move. And that one's too small. Where's my better pen? Sorry. I forgot to get these out. But they come in different tips.
Welcome back, Judy.
So you can A, draw some flowers, or you can B, put your image over and put it on a light table and kind of line up where your drops are and kind of doodle that way. Because I can, and so can you, you're going to pick an area and do a squiggle. That's it. We're just going to do a weird, bizarre little centerpiece, right? And then that's the center of our flower. So that's all you're doing. Nothing fancy. And then you can kind of decide how you want your petals to go. So this one, I think this flower is going to be on top of everything. So I'm just going to go and make some loops. And if they touch at the bottom, if they're more open, nobody cares. I promise. You can fill them in the center. If you have shaky hands, that's all the better. If they go super big, that's fine too. I'm going to kind of tuck those ones in there.
I saw that, Dawn, and I'm opting to ignore what you said. I'm ignoring it.
And then, so we've got one flower, and then this flower, we're going to come this way. All of these petals are going off the thing. And then this one, I'm just going to lay the petals back. Oops. We'll do it that way. That'll work. So maybe this one goes like this. I don't know. And then we'll just we just put in the petals. They're just long U's, long teardrops, whatever helps you visualize. They can be scrunchy, they can be wiggly, squiggly. And then there it is. We have 3 flowers all the way done. Well, that one's kind of messed up, but we don't worry about it.
Hi, Rainbow Rising. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, lovelies. Thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Beth, consider yourself cyber slapped.
What? Cyber slapped, eh? But so there's that. And that's all that is. A couple of drops of re-inker to get that done. And that took all of what? A couple of minutes. Isn't that nice?
Awesome.
Thank you.
I think they are fabulous. I'm definitely going to give that a go. So you want to see what I'm going to do? Oh, my goodness. This is totally an experiment never done before by me. So be prepared to laugh, cry, all of the above, along with me. Okay, so I'm first going to show you a few things. I'm just going to put this up here. I've just got some drops of watercolor on this plastic thing doohickey. I've got black hot glue on this one, so it will look like a watercolor. I've got some thick gold paint on this one, which will be the cloison type painting. If you've ever seen a cloison bead, I was going to have one. Here's a cloison bead. Look, this one I prepared earlier. My God, I'm almost prepared. So this is a cloison bead, if anyone wants to know what it is. It's the hand-painted. It has gold. It has colours. They come in all different shapes and sizes and things. But it's this gold outline that they usually fill with paint. So that's a cloison bead. We're going to do some cloison painting. This one I've just done pencil. And I'm going to do one with nothing, which I'll just put some, I'll make this really, really wet. I'll do a wet on wet, so which is wet on wet technique, which is wet the paper thoroughly and then drop watercolor into it to see where it goes. And then after that dries, we can draw on that. So that's just another way of doing it. So instead of using the re-inkers, I'm using watercolor. I have a watercolor brush. Now, I was just showing Elizabeth this before. This, don't look at how grungy it is. It's well loved and well used. This is from the makeup department at Kmart, and it is used for cotton buds in the middle and cotton balls on the outside. But when you fill it with water, you wash your brush in the outside, and then you've always got clean water to dip your brush in on the inside. So how cool is that? I thought it was cool anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to, I think we'll do the glue one first because that's properly dry. I'm just going to drop some water in here. Let's just drop water in. Want a lot of water. I've got a gap here, so that's going to bleed through. I didn't fill the gap properly, but okay. Oh my God. What's up for gnomes? You are pushing your luck today.
That's funny.
Hi, Anna Murray, and Merritt in Australia.
Yeah. Anna Moret. She's awesome. She's awesome. Call Me Glitter. Thank you. She subscribed to my channel. Awesome saucing.
All right. So I've wet and I've got quite a bit of water on this paper, and it is watercolor paper, so it's not going to warp too much. Let's just drop some color in. Let's get some of this color going on here.
All right. I'm watching. I love it. She's got green. You guys, it's going to be fabulous. She's got green.
As I said, I've never done this before, so it's going to bleed. It's going to run.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
And because we've got a bit of a dam wall happening with the glue gun, and I'm going to leave it like that because it will feather out into that.
Right.
So here you go. You're going to wash out in the dirty water. And then in the center, you've got clean water to mix the next lot. I'm not reading chat because I'm concentrating.
That's right. They're saying hello to each other. And Cookie Wookie says, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Get on it, people.
The water cup is awesome. When I was teaching at my shop years and years ago, a lady bought one in. She'd been watercoloring for years and years and years, and she came in for a completely different class that we were having, and she had one of these, and I went, that is freaking awesome. And I think Kmart sold out of them that day.
Nice.
But yeah, this is working out just fine.
I'm liking it. It does.
It just makes really good popper as well.
And yeah, it just looks really nice, like stainy glassy.
Hi, Linda V.
Di, what did you say the black outline is? Marker paint? No, no, no.
No. It is black glue gun. So I've got a black glue gun. Who's what's it? Black. And I've put it in my glue gun, so I can never use this glue gun for anything else other than black now. Lucky I've got a few glue guns. So yeah, just you can buy all sorts of colors. You can buy glitter. You can buy metallic. You can buy black, white, all sorts. So yeah, I had some black ones, so I thought that would make good stained glass. But it's making a really good damn wall, so that it's.
Beth is going to wind up in a timeout here.
Don't make me sick Mo onto you. Cookie Wookie will be onto you. No. Damn Mo, freaking gnomes! I tell ya.
I don't know what this watercolor paper is, but it's not drying properly.
Let's go back on both of us. I nearly muted myself. That would have been awesome. Alrighty.
Okay. So I just made 3 more puddles. I'm going to try and do a better one because that one was really, whew, we're gonna do a better one.
Well, we're practicing here, so we're only going to get better. This
right?
is all experimental. This is something neither of us have ever done before. You can use anything. So I bought these thick gold ones. You can mix paint with gel medium and put it in a dispenser to do these lines. There's lots of ways you can get that thick line happening. I've got, what are they called over the back here? High definition paints, which is thick paint like this. No!
Wow. Okay. Oh no.
They love your nails.
Thank you, my avocados. Yes, my happy avocados. Anna Moret actually spoiled me and said, go get your nails done, because I literally had to chop them off because I was poor and couldn't go get them done. And I was sad, and she made me happy. So I went and had my nails done. And I made Anna Moret a lovely avocado card. Oh my gosh. You guys want to see the avocado card? I still have it. I haven't mailed it yet because it's fabulous. But I will show you the avocado card. It's fabulous. That one's got a lot of petals. That one's huge. Huge. But there's the avocado card.
So cute. Hi, Jenny Roberts Day.
This one's Bob, because I was getting the sentiment and everything on and realized that Bob had no arms and no legs.
Oh, so, Bob would bob if you threw him into water, though.
Right? So Bob, he's got prosthetics on. He's got his prosthetics on.
This is taking way longer than I thought it would, but okay. Let's put some yellow in here.
Sometimes cards and things, they just take time, especially when you're trying to figure out what you're doing for the first time.
And mix some colors in this one because the damn walls have broken.
Oh no.
All right, Let's dry this and see what effect we get. Hi, Pam. Just ignore Beth. She's being naughty.
I keep looking up, like, because for the longest time I was called Beth. And then when I started the YouTube, I went with Elizabeth Costa-Rogers because, well, it's really unique, right?
It's
And
fancy.
so every time somebody says Beth, I'm still like, what did I do? I didn't do it, but I did do it. No, I don't know. Okay. Finish this one, and then
too wet there. I've got to get some paper towel. This is so cool. I'm loving this.
Yeah, I'm going to do my sunflower here. See how we can stain the fibers of the...
I'm waiting for that string one. Yeah, I'm going to put that on full when you do that. Let me know when you're about to do that.
Okay.
I want to see.
I want to see too. I got to pick some re-inker colors for it.
But I mean, I've done string on a cover and painted it, hand painted the string and lace and stuff, but I've never done the weeping, the seeping.
Yeah. Okay. So we used brown and yellow for that one. Let's do sunflower. Let's do...
Is that the string?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, I'm picking colors. I just don't... I think we'll do...
Well, I'm only drawing, so...
For that, we're going to go with Guppy, I think. And I think we'll come back with the Gur. We'll do Guppy, and then I want to do, like...
I'm going to try to print out your picture, Elizabeth. Is that tried and couldn't do it? No.
I tried to print out your picture. It looks like, it's not the best picture. And it's just meant to be like a Tracy, throw it on a thing and do some tracing. If it's not printing out very good, I'll try scanning it into the computer, which I don't do that very well.
You can go over it with a felt pen or something anyway. It's not
Would you hold your bottles up? Oh, I'm using Simon Hurley re-inkers. So you can use whatever re-inkers you have. You can even use watercolor, but in the thing of use it what you have, if you have re-inkers and you don't have watercolors, just know that these are not watercolors, so they act a little bit differently.
Yes.
And this one is Gur, the Simon Hurley inks. They're my faves. And Cookie Dough, it's a lighter color, and Guppy. But yeah, they're just re-inkers.
The names are fabulous.
Okay, and I'm going to get my little jar of water. I'm going to take a round paintbrush, and I'm going to just get it wet. And then I'm going to get the fibers wet. That's what I'm working on first, is the fibers. And some of it might get color, and then some of it might not, because there's glue. And for my project, this is the glue I used. So I don't know how it's going to work as a resist and stuff, but this is the glue I used.
That should work.
And when I put the fibers down, I gently tapped it because I didn't want the glue on top, right? So we just gently tapped it on there. I'm going to do a little bit and then add some so it doesn't dry because it's really hot up here, you guys. You see how thick that came out, you guys? Here. I know.
Don't
look,
take
it's like yeah. So we're gonna pick up a little bit of this, and oh, look at that.
Hi, Deborah McDonald. How are you? Welcome. It's still ignoring you, bit.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It just seeps right into that. That's nice.
Beautiful. So you glued your string down. Did you glue your paper and then glue the string down, or
right? Because you can snip these.
I thought you said
bottles.
Like
yeah, no sniffing, but it just makes you can kind of draw with it if it doesn't clog up on you. Right. Oh my gosh.
So what were you saying before about using the glue as a resist? What did you...
like, I'm not sure how it's going to act because I don't know. Like, will the stuff seep under, you know? I don't know because I've never done this before.
Yep.
Like, but yeah, I just did that. And then I took the string and I did a couple of lines because this takes a little bit of time to dry. You could try your Barely Arts glue, but you know that stuff dries super fast, so you got to move super quick. You don't have to.
So have you got glue on top of your string as well as on the bottom?
No, I just put glue. I just put glue down just like that, a little strip of glue, and then I set my little string in the glue.
Yep.
Very, very gently because I didn't want it to be. You know, I didn't want the glue to block the absorption. And then I just came in and snipped it just like so. And then that is how I got my strings on there.
Okay,
but
cool.
What I did is I traced it. I had this on a light table and I had this over the top. So I traced the glue onto the pattern like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then there's that. And then we're going to get some more water. And we're going to saturate the string. You could totally color the string before, but I think it would be kind of messy. Like,
yeah, you'd have to actually dip the... You'd have to have like a dye bath or something.
Right. And then you're using more re-inkers, which this way you just get some water on there. And then, oh, look, it just wicks it right away.
Cool. Love that. Love it.
So you can have colored border this way, or you can do a colored border like Di did and use your glue guns and stuff. Whatever you have handy. And my twine, I got at the dollar store, you guys. It's just $1.25 roll of twine that I've had for eons.
Maddie asks, how do they, the ink, act differently? Inquiring minds want to know, please.
I'll show you. I'll let that dry. Let me grab, I actually have to grab some watercolors. Hold on a sec. Okay. So the makeup of watercolors, and of course I grabbed the lightest one. We'll try this pink one. Hopefully that'll be dark enough, or 116. So watercolor paper, so we can see. Okay. You saw how on our little things, when we dripped the brown, it didn't move. It just kind of stayed there. And it dries into the paper almost instantly. So it doesn't want to move. And that's a re-inker, because the re-inkers are like, oh, we're happy where we are. We don't need to do anything, right? But if you take some water and you put down a thing of water and you put your little re-inker, we'll get a little bit of that. Wait, so we got a little bit of brown re-inker there. We've got a little bit of water here. Okay, we're going to pick up our re-inker, and for the most part, you can get it to work right. But if you're not careful, and of course, I've done this a bazillion times, I can't get it to mess up now. But come on. No, it's going to be beautiful. Please hold. It does act differently. If you're not cautious or do the right amount of water, it can set in there and then it doesn't move like you would expect it to move than a re-inker or through oh my gosh, a watercolor. See, and we have some graininess going on here. Which one? 117, I guess, will be the closest. But then
awesome,
if you get,
Deborah.
But see how loose, and that's what watercolors do. They're really loose. And even though I made a beautiful mark with the re-inker, I can't do this easily. It's not going to bleed and leach out and do all this craziness.
I love the bloom that you get from watercolor.
A true watercolor. Yeah. And you can't do that with a re-inker. So, and then the techniques are a little bit different. Like you could take that out. Let me see if I can flip that over. So we're going to add a nice amount of water. We're going to pick up some of our red. And I got a little bit of blooming, but like right here, it sits right there. And then it doesn't want to. Okay. No, very little blooming. And then we get our color in there. And then our watercolor. They just act differently. You can use them like a watercolor, but you're not going to be able to get all of the beauty-mess things. And so if we take and try and dab that out versus dabbing that out, it's like permanent because it's so concentrated. Watercolors are just made differently. These are made to stay wet on a pad so you can ink, whereas watercolors are meant to go out and do some stuff. So yeah, they don't work the same. You have to fiddle and fuddle with them to get them to do what you want to do.
See, come here, you learn stuff.
Yeah. But definitely play with your re-inkers as watercolors, because when you're doing a little bitty stamp, you know, and like you're like, oh, I need to just color some pants. I mean, you can add the color on there and it's going to work like a watercolor pencil or whatever. So you can definitely fill in your stamps. Be creative like this on just your project. So they're still useful. They don't have to be on your pad. And then, of course, our favorite thing to do with re-inkers is a cleanup. Ink smushing. You know, smushing. Now, smushing is a whole nother story. You know, you can do some really great stuff with ink. I'm
going to do some watercolor smushing with a sea sponge momentarily.
See how it's stained right there, even though we tried to wash it out. You can't. Watercolors, it would remove a little bit better. We have a panel. Don't tell Pam. My Pam. I made another background. My bad. I have so many backgrounds that I just make and make and make, and then I don't make anything with them. But
well, maybe we can have a day of using up all our backgrounds on cards.
Yeah, I would be there for days and days and days because I have a bin. It's huge, and then it's spilled into another bin, and then it's spilled into some other stuff. I've got backgrounds everywhere.
You need to make some designs or little notebooks or journals or something.
Something. Or just give them away in like Happy
Meal. Or just stop making them. No, just kidding.
And we can't do that, can we? We can't stop. Can't stop the creativity. Nope.
Can't stop.
Ryan has popped in. Mr. Glittergrun's greetings.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the chaos. Do-do-do-do.
Yes. Let's go back to dyeing our little things here.
I'm going to take this piece of sea sponge that I've just cut off my humongous sea sponge. And I'm going to get it wet. Get it moist.
Moist.
Moist. Okay, so it's just moist. I've run the water out of it. I'm not using it too thin. I'm going to just add a little bit of water to my watercolor paper here. And I'm just going to dip and smush. Let's do this.
Dip and smush. You can do it. Oh, that's so nice.
Probably should have put some more color down. Some more color down. Usually I've got a big palette. And today I don't have a big palette because my big palette is somewhere over there being buried alive.
Deborah McDonald, my friend who lives in Canada, she's letting you know that her daughter lives in Australia.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts in Australia does she live?
That I don't know.
Because it's a big country. Our country is as big as your country, you know.
Yeah. I would like to visit, but then I get nervous about it because you guys have bugs like that would eat you.
Oh my God. Look, people keep saying that our wildlife will kill you. Your wildlife is just as bad as our wildlife.
Our wildlife just, well, I'm sure yours does too. Ours likes to run in front of cars. And yep,
we have emus that do that. We have kangaroos that do that. We have
I would be so sad.
You could not sneak up on an emu in the wild. Once you got within 100 kilometers of it, it would run. But going down the highway at 120 kilometers an hour in a semi-trailer with 4 trailers behind it, an emu will stand in the middle of the road and go, "Oh, what's that coming towards me?"
Right? It's like the deer in the headlights. They just get dumb. Yeah, I have hit 2 bear, so many deer, and then I had a deer hit me last year, and it totaled our brand new car. And yeah, I was sad.
Florida wildlife wants to kill you just as much as our wildlife does. Crocodiles, sharks. You have crocodiles, you have alligators and sharks.
We do.
Crocodiles and stuff. You have water moccasins and you have rattlesnakes. Well, you know, just because ours are a little bit more deadly doesn't mean
okay. So my biggest one is you have those big, ginormous murder spiders.
Now, hang on a minute. I need to correct you here. Our huntsman spiders do grow as big as your hand, but they don't bite. All they do is eat the insects. They do not harm you. If one runs across your face, you will die of heart attack, but they won't kill
I
you.
can't. Okay, we gotta change it. I'm
You
sorry,
have
I brought it up.
scorpions. You have scorpions. You have tarantulas. Look,
I can't even. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I don't know. Okay, that is really cool. That's really cool. It is stopping the water from going in, but it's also wicking up into my twine, so my red twine is turning a reddish brown. And I'm loving this. Oh, it leaked out a little bit right there, probably because the paper's stopping wet. And then we're gonna do some guppy leaves.
Yeah, we have wolf spiders. They're pretty horrible. But you guys have just as many deadly animals as we do. Just because some of our deadly animals like kangaroos are cute doesn't mean, they're any less.
See, the re-inker just kind of stopped there. I think I'll do that one a little bit differently. I don't know. I'll do something.
That's a good way of getting rid of what's on your palette. Look at that.
Cleanups. I love cleanups. Raise your hand if you like cleanup too, you guys.
Okay, goannas. Goannas don't eat you. They will run, but they'll run up you if you get in their way, and they have claws about this long.
Oh my gosh. So what is a goanna?
A goanna is like a monitor lizard, like a big...
Oh, see, I wouldn't be scared of those. I like lizards.
Yeah, well, they will run up you like a tree. I had a Mexican standoff with a frill-neck lizard one day on the path where we lived on the beach. There was like a pathway from our back gate to the beach through the bush, through the trees. And I would walk every morning and every evening. And one day there was this lizard, and it was a big lizard, and it decided it wanted to sun itself on my path, and it wasn't going to move. I wasn't going to walk into the bush where it wasn't a track because there's snakes in there, and I won't walk in there. No way. So him and I had a staring competition. He won. I went down to the next track and walked home the long way.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't go anywhere where there's things that could potentially run me over or eat me. I avoid those places.
All right, so we've got
I made a mat.
And our clean up.
Oh, that is now so nice.
Cloisonne one. I think I'm going to use... I'd like to use powders in here, but I don't know if I've got... I'd like to use glitter. Let me get my glitter ones out. My glitter watercolors.
Why did this leak out so bad? Because we're not paying attention. Oh my goodness. So that's interesting. I don't think the lid's on that all the way. Let's close that up. But see, it just doesn't move as nicely, but that's really cool.
Yes. I sent you my version. Hang on. Let me have a look. What did you send me?
Is somebody playing along? Dawn the Crafty Visage?
Where did you send it? Where did you send it, Dawn? Where did you send it? What do koalas have? Herpes? Chlamydia. They have chlamydia, some of them. In the southern states have chlamydia, yes. Because they're bonkers, literally. They're crazy.
IG, Instagram.
No, hang on. I have to go out to Instagram.
Thank you, Linda. She says, love the artwork, ladies. Maddie says beautiful ECR. Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Dawn's playing along. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Look at her. Oh,
cool. What did you use as your barrier, Dawn? Did you use glue gun or paint or what?
Oh, I have a barrier idea. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I think of this before? Look at this.
Wookie.
Pops of color.
Oh my God. Can someone ban the mod, please?
Wait.
Jeez Louise.
That's terrible.
That was a story you had to be there for, though. Yes. The night that I kidnapped the.
Yeah, you told that last night.
Yeah.
It was funny.
So I have got these watercolors which I absolutely adore, and they are twinkling H2Os. Doesn't want to. Twinkling H2Os. They are a solid watercolor. This one's copper. This one's Snapdragon. This one is Lemon Drop, and they are mica-based watercolors. And you just fill up the pot with water, mixy, and then use it, and then just let it dry in the pot.
Nice.
Jasmine, Mediterranean, and Spanish moth. So they are just a solid watercolor. See, they come out of the pot.
That's cool.
And you just fill it up with water.
Why is this not letting it go? Let it go, let it go. I need.
So fill it up with water. Mixy. H2Os have been around for a long time. I've had these in my stash for well over 10 years, and they never die. They will never die. See how they get this beautiful pearl sheen? Is it showing up? As you mix them, they have this beautiful pearl. Because they're mixed with really fine pearl and mica powders. They're just beautiful.
Nice. I'm trying to get my pops of color to work, because if you guys don't use them, they get all crusty and gross.
I don't know if they do make them anymore. The company Luminarts is who makes them. I think it's Luminarts. They still make the mica spray. Yeah, Luminart. So they still make the mica spray with the gold and the silver inside them. So I'm pretty sure they're still around. I would hope they're still around because they are an awesome product. So
that's beautiful. I'm using pops of
creative space. Jill has been having a go at making a video. I've got to tell you, you folks make videos, make it look so easy. It's really hard and time consuming. Jill, that's why I don't do videos anymore. I do lives because I don't have to upload, edit, all the bullshit that goes on into making. I mean, people who do videos, I take my hat off to them because it is time consuming. And
it is very time consuming. I prefer the live format as well. I have lots of lives. I do a live every day of the week now because I'm psycho. But a couple of my lives, I do a Tuesday TikTok and a Thursday or a Friday Twitch, and then the rest are on the YouTube.
Yeah, I do 3 scheduled lives every week. Wednesday night Australia, which is your Wednesday early stupid o'clock morning. And I do this Wednesday, your Wednesday night, my Thursday morning. And then I do this one, which is your Thursday night, my Friday morning.
Right.
And then sometimes I'll go live when people are looking for someone. I get, are you going live? There's nobody to watch. Okay.
Well, if you insist. Don't twist my arm or anything.
Yeah, I'm in bed in my pajamas, but okay. You are awesome. Miss Cookie Wookie is the best mod in the whole wide world. If she hasn't linked your channel, it was not on purpose, and just give her a "what about me?" and she will link it for you.
I'm glad you brought up this style of the big C word. Cloison.
Yeah.
Close on or close off? No, close on.
Close on.
Because this is a great way to use my pops of color.
There you go.
Those are something
I'm Ryle.
I don't use.
Thank you, Patty. I'm glad you like my new digital. So cute. Dawn, Beth has already downloaded, and made cards with my new digital already. I had to tell her she needs to go back because I uploaded the wrong image, and she needed to go back and re-download it. She was too fast. Oh, these are going to dry so nice.
Yeah, Elizabeth, don't stick your hand in the wet pops of color, please. Oh my gosh. You guys didn't even warn me. Like, hey, Elizabeth, is that dry yet? Because your hand is sitting in it.
They don't do it to me. I've gone with pieces of paper stuck to my elbow, paint on my elbow.
They're just not helpful, eh?
They're not helpful, no.
Gosh, ladies and gents.
Well, this stuff, I'm glad I did this cloison thing as well, because I haven't used these H2Os for years. Years and years. Loving them. I love that with the watercolor paper, it's a canvas type paper. The watercolor sits on top and you can still see, I'll lift it up in a sec. I don't want to spill it. You can still see the texture of the paper.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Texture is so fun. So fun.
Did you say something, Pam? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
We can only be helpful when you actually pay attention to us. Oh, I think she was talking to me.
No. Everybody that does lives ends up not paying attention. They get caught up in what they're doing and not paying attention.
Yeah, I tell my people, you just got to chat amongst yourselves, entertain yourselves, because I'm too busy to keep you company in the chat.
That's it.
Too busy. Sorry. I wished I hadn't done that in black, but I don't have a brown. Oh well. It is what it is. PJB Stamper! Bam!
Pam.
That's my Pam. And there's the ginger cat lady who is Ginger Pam, but I like to call her the ginger cat lady because it just sounds really nice. Ginger cat lady. And then
Hi,
bam.
Pam OG. Oh, this blue is amazing. I wish you could see how amazingly pearly it was in the camera, but it's just not showing up. If you have purple mixed with the yellow.
Right. But then you can't squeeze it out the tube to do this. Just saying. I feel like I want to test. Can we put water on this and just go? Will it make a mess? Can we heat this? I don't even know.
Elizabeth.
What?
It's only paper.
I know, right? But it's a lot of Popsicolor on there. So
if you want to experiment, go right ahead.
We're going to heat it up a little bit. And then we're going to drop some water on it because I'm impatient. I think I'm going to do it in reverse. I think I'm going to add water to the outside and leave the insides white. So, let's see. I need some clean water. You guys want to go get me some fresh water because mine's pink.
Well, if you had one of these, you would have clean water.
I would have so much clean water. Oh, you know what I have? I have a hedgehog. I have water. I have clean water. I have this. We're just going to drop some water on here. Why? Because why not? And then I'll use my brush to move it around. That'll work. What will it do to... Interesting. It's leaching.
What is that, Brian? What is what? Oh, this container. Is that what you're asking, Maddie? So this container is from the makeup section at Kmart or any makeup section, whatever store you have. And it is for cotton buds and cotton balls. But when you fill it up with water, you've got two wells, one to wash your brush out and one for clean water. So you've always got clean water in the center as long as you don't stick your dirty brush in it. That's why I have the pipette stuck in there, so I know that that's where the clean water is. It costs $2 and it is an awesome piece of kit.
That's interesting. I wouldn't recommend doing this while it's wet because it's absorbing the color into it.
Yep.
But we're not going to be sad. We're going to keep going because why? Because why not?
Oh, this green is so beautiful and lush.
Oh, that is pretty. And I'm not just saying it because it's green. You guys, come on.
Except I just pulled the pink out of the pink puddle. Stop doing that.
Yeah, you definitely got to let your Popsicolor dry. You can't be impatient, or else you'll make green. And we're not sad it's green, so, oh well. We're going to have some green stuff going on.
Cookie Wookie remembers people's names because she's not human. She remembers everything. She remembers whose channels are live channels that have creative content, who just has a channel for watching and they don't want their links to be shared. She's very good at her job. I don't pay her enough. She's fast on the links. She's amazing. Look at that bleeding one. That bleeding one looks totally cool. So the pink and the green that bled with the blue.
Oops. My video
what am I awing about? What are you awing at me for? I just gave you a compliment. Now you're going to fight me? Fight me.
Violence. Oops, I just stuck. I keep sticking my fingers in the wet. Do this, set it aside, and then come back. Because I think it will be pretty awesome once it dries. Oh, that's nice. It's dripping some green. Look at that. Oh, I love that. We're making new colors. I see you hovering near the naughty chair, Jenny. What's Jenny doing? Is Mo really a bot? Just joking, Mo. Yeah, this is the Remember Me blue. Remember Me blue? Or her blue is very Caribbean-y too.
That is called Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Downloaded Chico's Bowhouse. Oh, thank you, Anna Moret. That's very kind of you. Hope you enjoy it. Everybody loves that kit. I love that kit. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. All sales go in the quest for finding a decent freaking paper trimmer, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's not invented yet. It's just not invented yet. The last time I accumulated some money from sales, I bought the new Sizzix cutting platform, scoreboard, envelope maker, doohickey, and it's crap for paper trimming. Because it doesn't have... I did a review on it, and it's almost a perfect system to having one system on your desk, like paper trimmer, envelope, puncher. Right. It's got punchers, it's got trimmers, but the way that it's set up on the trimming side of thing, it doesn't cut where you think it would cut. So I spent hours trying to get where it actually cuts because the channel is so wide.
Yeah,
you don't know whether you're cutting on the left, the right, the middle. And the side piece, you know how you usually have an inch on the other side so you can cut inch strips?
Right.
It's like 1 3/4 inches or something, or some stupid measurement. It's like,
that's no bueno.
No.
Yeah,
And the measurement across the top here doesn't start until 2 1/4 inches.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
it got
I
taken
have
back.
We Are Memories Keeper, and I thought, this will be nice, cut and score. I love it for scoring. It's a piece of junky for actually cutting, because I think, again, that channel is just not where you expect it, and you're just like trying and trying.
Yeah.
And I have the Crafter's Companion guillotine. That thing is scary. Like, the arm on that loosens up all the time, and I'm always afraid that it's gonna fall on me and take out my hand or something. And then my favorite, though, is the Tim Holtz, but it's not really a trimmer, it's just another guillotine. Oh, and then the Fiskars. I like their slide arm for trimming things, but the blades die out so quick. They didn't used to, but nowadays the blades just die out so quick.
Yes, Judy G did. Judy G made a beautiful boho journal out of my turquoise boho kit. You can find that on her channel.
Nice.
Flip through. It's beautiful. So these cards that we're making will just make cards. They don't have to be backgrounds because they're beautiful.
Right. Mine are ready to go. I just need to slap them on a card base and send them. Or you guys can decorate the backside and put them in your journals. I mean, they can go anywhere you want them to. Put them in your journals, do the things. I'm really sad I didn't get any more green.
Yeah, I think, Ryan, I think a lot of the paper trimmers are good for one thing, the multi ones. They don't do what they're designed to do properly. And
Right.
I can show you, I haven't taken it back yet because I just haven't had time. But I'll get it and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Oh, I've fallen into the abyss.
Don't do that. We don't have, well, somebody out there's got your address. They could call 911 for you. Wait, do you have 911? What's your emergency phone number?
000.
000s. Somebody get them on the line.
All right, let's just get some of this out of the way because it's so big. This is the Sizzix. Massive.
That's ginormous.
It is really, really big. Like it is.
Wow.
It'd have to be 15 inches high. And, oh God, I can't even get it on my mat to measure. It's 14 inches wide and 16 inches high. So it's really big for a start. It was bigger than what I thought it was. It has this ruler measurer that you can apparently make envelopes with. This comes off. You can go centimetres or inches or either way on the side. It's got measurements on the back. It's got these little corner punches, which is cool, your envelope and all that sort of stuff. But the trimmer, this trimmer. So it is a single blade underneath, so it's not a rotary. It's just a single blade. Look how wide the channel is. So that you can't get pinpoint measurements with a channel that wide. This here, you can't see the measurements. They're the same colour as the board. And this is an inch and 1 inch. Get back up there. 1 inch and 1, 2, 3/8 wide. So you can't measure an inch off this edge.
Yeah.
And the measurements start at 2.5 inches over here.
Like you're never going to have a little bitty thing that you need to cut. That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
So they need to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Okay.
It's so close to being the perfect one all-in-one tool, but it just missed the mark, and it's missed the mark by a little bit too much.
Anna Moret, you're broken, girlfriend, because I tell you what, I have this We Are Makers, and the trim, and you turn it over, and then you can do the cut and stuff. It's bizarre. And I was miscutting so much stuff. The numbers are just janky. I don't even think it's right. But again, they do also their measurements on the side in the same color as the board, so you can't see them. And yeah, I don't know. I do not like this because
I think the crafting community, the card making community especially, but the crafting community need to get together with a maker and put all these points across to them so we can get a trimmer that works. Oh, you son of a gun. Down here, the Fiskars trimmer. This is another one. I've had a lot of these. They blunt really quickly.
Very quickly. They didn't used to, though.
They don't cut photograph paper. They leave a furry edge on photograph paper. This here does not come at an exact 90 degree to the trimmer. So when you push your paper up against this part and cut, you end up with a crooked line by a millimeter. So the way
yours is broken. Mine does do 90.
Not exactly. Just I've had to, don't show Fiskars this, but I've come in and I've got my little file and I've notched it out at the back so it goes above the 90 degrees, and I only use that to lean my paper on now. So, but yeah, the actual arm was bullshit.
I have an original one, and I bought it back in the 1900s, early 2000s, and I loved it because the blade lasted so long. And then when my daughter took that one, I got some new blades, and then I got this one. The blades don't last. The blades don't last at all.
Right, they're horrible. They to get a really good precise cut, you probably get 10 cuts before it starts to feather.
Right. And I don't cut photo paper, so I can't comment on that. But
so I bought
for the most part, it's nice.
I bought the Fiskars big precision one with the rotary blade on it. Well, that's a good trimmer. It cuts really nicely, although it's really stiff. But the guard keeps falling off all the time.
Oh.
The plastic guard. And again, the arm doesn't do a true 90 degree.
Yeah, that would be frustrating.
And it's so heavy, like it's really heavy, bulky. And it's, again, about 15 inches, so you have to put it sideways on your desk to use it. So I want a trimmer that's about 16 inches wide, 12 inches high. You can put a mat, a cutting mat on top of it and work on. You can swap it out and put a silicone mat on top, so you can work on that surface without having to remove it all the time. I think that would be perfect.
Right.
Perfect. Yeah, eyeballing stuff is fine. All the trimmers will work for eyeballing stuff. They just don't work for measuring, especially if you're cutting mats for a card or, something like that, a journal cover or something like that. You need to be able to do that 1/8 of an inch all the way around mat, that.
Right, because
if it's not cutting straight, you're not going to get that ever.
And like with the journal, that collab journal, I would assume that you need precision because you got all the flips and the flaps and the
All
folds
the
and all
flips
the
and
things.
flaps, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I have a guillotine. I have a big guillotine, but again, it's just too. I have a 20-inch working space on my desk. The rest is full of crap. I need to be able to put it on there comfortably. My guillotine is too big. My small guillotine is only good for trimming up small bits, like once you've got it cut from an A4 or a 12 by 12, then it's fine. One day we'll get it. One day.
One day. Junk. Judy Junk Journal says, I'm glad I'm not a precision crafter. I tear more than I cut.
Yep, most of the times I do too. I'm a terror, I'm an eyeballer. But at the times when you need that precision, and I've only found that I've only been making cards for 12 months, maybe not even 12 months. I was always a journaler, a mixed media artist, an acrylic painter. I teach acrylic painting. I didn't have any need for precision, but when you're making cards and matting cards, you need to be able to, within 1/8 of an inch, to do that, just be precise.
Yeah, I like my Tim Holtz little guillotine for my card making. I use that so much. And it's pretty precise. Teeny just said that she loves the Tim Holtz rotary one, the big rotary one for cutting precision. What did she say? Precision 1/4 inch strip out of chipboard like butter.
That's what I need. Yep. So those people that are buying my kits, guess what I'm buying next? Tim Holtz.
Gonna try out the Timmy Holtz.
Yeah, I'm usually not into a lot of Timmy stuff, but that's a personal. I'm a broke ass artist type thing, and his stuff is a little out of my price range.
Right.
But if it's a good quality item and it works, I don't mind paying the money for it.
Right.
But in the last 12 months, I've spent over $400 on trimmers that don't do what they say they will do. And I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. Hopefully you're sending some of those back and getting.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Some of them I have. That physics ones, I cannot find the receipt and they won't give me a refund.
Ugh.
Bastards.
Right?
My fault for not keeping. I even made her print it out twice, so if I had to bring it back, I have no idea what I did. Put it in a safe spot so that if I ever had to bring it back, I had the receipt. I can't find that.
Did you buy it online?
No, I bought it at our Spotlight store, which is similar to your Hobby Lobby, but gotcha. More expensive. More expensive.
I'm using Barely Arts glue, you guys, if you're wondering.
They have a loyalty program where you scan your card and every now and then they'll send you $40 off a full price item or whatever if you spend over $100 or something.
Nice.
I even use that and they go, oh, ours only go back for a month. We can't find it after that. And I say, what?
Ugh.
So I messaged the actual manufacturer and they said, well, here's an email to say that they need to give you a shop credit for that item, and they still wouldn't.
That's crazy.
So I'm in email war with them at the moment, not the manufacturer because they were really good, the actual store.
Yeah.
Need the green. Well, I'm really loving this gold, the cloison style with the metallic paints. It's really pretty.
PM Artist Studio is going that night. She's going to
Bye,
go make
Mariah.
the postcards. Or bye-bye. She's going bye-bye. She's not going that night. She's going bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Mariah. Thanks for popping in. So PM Artist Studio, if you don't know, I don't know how you don't know, make stencils. And they have a lot of designers that are regular YouTube people. They make amazing stencils, and they have, as I said, a lot of collaborators that make stencils, design stencils for them as well as their own. So look them up.
I will have to look them up. PM Artist Studio, because I love stencils. Stencils are fabulous.
Yep. They make beautiful stencils. Yes.
Artist Studio.
Stencils and stamps. Yes, they make foamy stamps, black stamps. Yes, and stamps. There you go. There's the link. Go?
Oh, I just found them. Yeah. But my live just disappeared that I was watching. How rude.
On the side, on the right. Yep. Oh, you're on your phone.
Thank you. I'm doing a glue barrier because I made some lines with the brown re-inker, and now I'm gonna do like cobblestone, but my glue lines are not fully dry, but they're dry enough, I think, because it's barely art. It's gonna dry quick, hopefully.
Yep.
She bought another one.
What you need to do is, instead of relying on them to buy something arty, is to actually send them the link to your Amazon store and say, buy me this. That's what I want for my birthday. Oh, thank you, Anna Maria. You are such a sweetie. Thank you.
She is. She's fabulous.
I might be able to get a trim of this. I had someone come and shop my stash, my D-stash yesterday, and we're going through boxes because I just keep adding things to the boxes, putting a ridiculous price on it, stupid, cheap price, so I can just get rid of it, you know.
Right.
And every now and then someone will come and have a shopping spree and off they'll go. I have 7 trimmers out there. 7 different trimmers.
That's
How the heck did I get 7 out there? Because I keep buying them to try and find a decent one. That's how. Alrighty, this is really cool. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Let me give you a close-up. Look at this.
Oh, that one's gorgeous. I love that.
It's really hard to to show the sheen, the glitter, the mica that's in.
Right. They just don't have a good glitter cam.
So that's using the thick gold paint. Now, I bought these thick gold paints in a 5-pack off Temu for like $3 for 5 of them.
Wow.
And they're just really, really thick, great for outlines and stuff like that. But I'm really loving this cloisonne style.
Right. I'm glad you talked about the noodle art. And I was like, I googled it. I'm like, there's nothing
what
about
the hell's
noodles.
noodle art? You come up with all the pictures of the kids from kindy making Christmas.
No, because I put the colonies. I put colonies noodle art, and it was pulling up all these beautiful Asian, gorgeous things. I'm like, I'm not seeing any noodles. I've got, what did I do?
Noodles, like, noodles. Do you not speak Taiwanese, for goodness sake?
For the most part, I usually do, but that, because I'd never heard of colonies, I had to Google that in itself. I thought it was a thing.
Cloisonne.
Colonies noodles. Cloisonne. Sorry, cloisonne. Because there's an L in there. It's a weird spelling. Cloisonne.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, so that is, yeah. It was funny. I'm like, this noodle stuff I can't find. But beautiful. If you guys haven't looked,
thanks, people. Yeah, look it up. Google it. You'll get lost in the Google images. There's some absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've worked with the cloisonne beads when I was a jewelry maker. I have done pottery, like the ceramic painting with that cloisonne style thing, but never thought about doing it on a card until you started yabbering in our private chat the other day. It's like, yeah, well, let's do this. One idea sprouts to another idea. I love that, you know.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was like, this isn't good enough. You guys, the things that run through my head. Like, nobody's going to want to see that.
Of course we are. Of course we are. Okay, so I have this pencil one now. On that one. Let's just... What will we do with this one? I think I'm going to make the lines a lot smaller. Let's make smaller lines.
Oh, that's so nice. So nice. I like, it's like a little brick. Like a little brick. Or a stepping stone.
No, let me put you up high. I'm just noodling over here.
So I did a water line and I filled it in, and then I went on the outside of the line with the glue, which will eventually dry clear. And so there'll be this little white line in between. I don't know. I just like it. And I'm using purple. I'm using purple because clearly purple is right there. I
love that shade of purple.
It's a glorious shade of purple. I'm using Guppy and Gur, so it's a orange and a brown.
Such an unusual shade of purple.
It might be gray. I can't remember what Gur is. Gur, I always mess it up.
Someone say Simon Hurley's name 3 times in the chat, because apparently he appears when you say his name 3 times.
Simon Hurley, Simon Hurley, Simon Hurley. Usually works on my chat for Simon Hurley and Abraham, our crafty friend Abraham. He likes to show up. But Gur is the brown. Gur is the brown. But because we're adding water, it's the fun thing about reinkers is they use different colors to make a color. And so if you put water on them as much as I have, it'll separate some of those colors out. And so you get interesting other colors. Even though that's only two.
It's like the oxide stamp.
Right.
Yeah, that's
because
cool.
They have to use so many colors to get.
Hi, Linda G. Linda G. All right. I don't know why I just noodled all over that. I'm going to forever be calling it noodling from now on.
I know. Noodling, doodling. You guys, you just never know what you're going to get when you come hang out. Oops, wrong file.
Was a great live tonight, P. Very
Thank
good,
you.
even with your technical difficulties.
Did we have technical difficulties?
Just some sound issues, but, you know, shit happens. It was fabulous stuff, nonetheless. I don't know what to do. My mind's gone blank now. That's unusual for me.
I'm about done with this one. I've done, I don't know how many I've done.
I don't know what else to do. I think I'm done. It's time for somebody else to go live and entertain me.
Right? Get on it, people. I was live today earlier, playing with some scrapbook.com stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At 3:00. And then I watched T hanging out with Ryan. So happy to see him back. So happy. I mean, because he does some grungy, good backgrounds, let me tell you.
Well, I think Ryan and I are going to be very good friends because I'm all about the grunge. I have never met Ryan before because, as I said, I've only been making cards for a small amount of time. And when I Googled viciously about who makes good cards, I came up. So,
right?
I'm still learning.
Still learning. Okay, I think there we go. So that was my last one. And I did a cleanup on that one. And then, nope, that one was my sample. I made that one. Not
Pam.
that one. I made that one.
Do it, Pam. Do it.
And I made that one. I'm missing one that I made tonight. Where's the ones that I made tonight?
Where are the ones you made tonight?
Are you
keeping them from us?
There's this one. I thought I made 3 of these, but maybe I only made 2.
I love that one you've got in your hand. Love it.
This one?
Yep.
Do I have your address?
Probably not.
Have I mailed you anything? I'll mail you this one.
No, it's my postal address, post office box is on my channel.
It's on your channel. Okay, I'll look it up.
Yep.
Can I add you to my mailing list?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then this will go to Di.
Woo! Happy Mail. I love Happy Mail.
Palette. I know I spelt it wrong. Don't come after me, people. I wasn't hired to be speller. So that one's there.
I have trouble speaking words most of the time.
I like making up words. It's yeah. Although for Anna Moret, she's like, what is that? What are you saying? I'm like, oh yeah, you're Norwegian. You don't. I had said snuffleupagus, and she's like, what is that? I'm like, well, there's. Oh, I said stuffaluffagus from snuffleupagus. And she's like, what is stuffle? I'm like, yeah, I don't know if the proper spelling, but it's kind of like snuffleupagus, the big elephant off of our favorite children's shows. But yeah.
So next week on my lives, So we have the prompt play on Wednesday night, which is your Wednesday stupid o'clock. That has been cancelled because the girl that I do it with has got a doctor's appointment. So
Oh,
it
no.
was going to be on her channel this week, but I may go live anyway. Don't know yet. Thinking about it. Wednesday night is the Rustified collaboration with Jen and Katie Fiddlybits, and we will be doing. We've finished the last page last night. We're just going to be doing some last minute pockets and put the signature in properly. And the week after that will be the last week of that collaboration. We'll be doing all the pretty stuff, decorating, doing the cover, all that sort of thing. And that'll be the last week of that collab. And then we're going to do some other fun stuff.
Nice.
To be advised, Thursday night, which is tonight, which is my Friday morning. Next week is Jean from Lizzie Jean. She's another one from PM Artist Studios. She'll be live with me, and I don't know what she's doing because we haven't discussed it yet. There you go. That's my week. Next week.
A nice busy week.
It is. I'm going to put you on high. I'm going to put you on solo so you can show what you made.
What I made? If you guys are interested, a couple of these you can follow along. There is a printable if you want it. It's not the best quality. It isn't meant to be standalone art. It's meant to be traced and have fun, because that's what I did with this guy here. Is I set my paper on a light table. I traced with glue. For this one, I used Aleene's original tacky glue. It comes out in a nice strand, and then I put twine over it, and then we colored the twine, which was, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And then we did our drips to get these, and we just draw little squiggles to be our flowery parts. They don't have to be spectacular or perfect.
I love that. I just love it. I think it's very cool.
It's got your name on it, so it's coming. These are just drips with alcohol, and then, or not alcohol, my apologies, re-inkers. Re-inkers is what I was using. This is done with re-inkers. See, re-inkers are just interesting. Like, they do really interesting things.
If you're dyeing paper and you've got like your coffee dye or your RIT dye or whatever, and then you drop a few drops on the wet paper, you get that really grainy, and it wicks into the wet paper, but you get a really grainy look on it. It's just fabulous. Right. Really cool.
So we did pops of color. I would recommend letting it dry, because if you do not, one, you'll stick your hand in it. Two, it absorbs the color. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully it'll still dry, but it absorbed the color while it was in its wet state. And then this one, I did the line, and then on either side of the line, I put some of my regular glue that I use all the time. And it's not fully dry yet, but it'll dry clear, and I'll have that nice little border in there. And again, re-inkers, and then a messy cleanup page, because we were demonstrating watercolor versus re-inker. They're different, but you can play around with it to make it like watercolor. So use up those re-inkers, you guys. But yeah, so those are my projects. Thank you.
I only did 3 because I'm a sucker.
Yours were really detailed, though. Yours are really gorgeous.
I did the hot glue gun on a doodle, and filled it with watercolors. So that was that one, just that normal watercolors, and I used Aquafine watercolors because that's what I could find at the time. I have way too many different sets of watercolors. This one was the thick gold paint.
Look at that.
Same noodle, and I've used the Twinkling H2O's mica watercolors for filling that in. You cannot see online the twinkle that has in it. But I love that you can still see the texture of the watercolor paper.
Beautiful.
I love that one. I love that one. And then this was just with a watercolor sea sponge that I just cleaned up the palette with and dipped it on. But it came out really cool, and that also has the textures in there. But that's what I did.
It's fabulous.
So,
it's fabulous.
Different ways to use your stuff.
Yes. Pull out those re-inkers and watercolors and your glue.
And your glue, your hot glue, yeah.
Hot glue, tacky glue, regular glue. I mean, or in this case, your pops of color, your
and
tube
the paint,
stuff.
The thick paint to do your borders with. Yep, anything will work. The string, I love the string idea. That's great.
Yeah, I'm really. If I were to do it again, I would do it again, but with watercolor, so that the petals would move a little bit better. But I do like this part of the sunflower. I don't know what happened there. It was crazy, but it's beautiful.
It looks great. Love it. All right, thanks everyone for coming. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to go over and give Elizabeth some love on her channel. If you have any questions about anything that we've used or question our life choices, just come back and drop that in the the chat bit. Thanks all again for coming, and I will see you around the lives. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.